guys. Wait on the stream to kind of get warmed up.
Yo, we live?
Yeah, testing the sound.
All right, I'm back.
Sound's not working.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can? What am I missing here?
Yep.
Why can't I hear me? Well, you can hear me in the Discord, man. Can you actually hear me on stream?
I'm hearing you on Twitch.
Okay.
And myself.
Wait a second. Gotta open my volume mixer. Open my volume mixer. Open my volume mixer. That was it? Volume on Google Chrome was like all the way down. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. You can't hear it because you are you. Oh, heck. Oh, heck. What's up, man? It's good to see you, dude. Who else? Let's go. Hey, guys, if you come to the stream, make some noise. Let me know you're out there. We got 6 viewers. Yeah. Let's let everybody have a chance to load up in here. Good morning, Syncronauts. Or evening, or night, or day, wherever you happen to be. Gorilla Fab, Moloch, Ninja. Nice. What's up?
I just got a tweet about it.
Yeah, spread the word. Only on Twitch today. No, we hit all the channels. We're on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. We have, I use a service called Restream that actually rebroadcasts this out on all of our social media channels, brings the chats from all of them into one so I can read it. Right now, most people are just on the Twitch, but that's fine. We're also on YouTube and DLive. So right now we just have 5 viewers though. We lost one. Sync is the future. What's up, man? No Discord. Well, technically we're in Discord in a call between me and Scott, Ninja, Ant, Josh. 12 viewers. Oh, nice. Oh, and that's just on one channel. My aggregator is slow because it like pings all of the different channels and then adds them up. So I'll get updated in a few minutes. Restream is really cool. It doesn't support Discord yet, but I think it's going to. And then we'll be able to live stream to Discord as well. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. It'll also support Facebook, but...
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, right? Like who cares about Facebook? Yeah, there's the sky.
Is what?
It's a Facebook. All right. Has everybody showed up? Very, very nice. All right, guys. Let's get down to business. Today is the 3rd annual Syncronaut Sunday. That's like the new thing we're starting. And so far, so good. I really like it. How do you guys like the Syncronaut Sundays? Watch on Facebook and give away your data. My grandma could kill 2 birds with one stone. Yeah. Yeah. We got to get all the grandmas on stream. That's my grandson. My wife is wrapping Christmas presents, and I'm with you guys. Love it. Nice.
Did that for like an hour this morning.
Oh, that's my tonight. I've got a little bit of rapiding to be doing.
Still got more to do.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got one more. Tomorrow, me and my wife celebrate 21 years.
Oh, awesome, man.
Damn, you're old as fuck. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah. Damn, 21.
Congratulations, dude. That's
celebrate-
awesome.
Yeah.
We celebrate 21 years. So yeah, I gotta do some extra things tonight because it's so close to Christmas, right?
You got to go on that car ride we talked about.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks, Gorilla Fab. Syncronaut's like, I'm not even 21, so what were you doing in the year 2000, right? 2000 doesn't seem like it was that long ago to me. I mean, I still.
Oh man, you remember that Y2K?
So I've been doing some moving, and I just sold my other house, so we're finally got that burden behind us, and we're moving a box. And what do I pull out? A Sega Master System, a regular NES, a Genesis, a Nintendo 64 that we've had in the box for years.
I love it.
I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome! The kids are like, what's that crap? And I'm just like, no.
Hey, what is this wire?
No. Yeah. I'm like, well, you can play these like 8-bit games, and they're like, oh, I've heard of 8-bit, like those pixelated NFTs and stuff. And I'm like, it's just
God,
so
we're
funny.
getting old.
I know. I'm just like,
That's so good.
I'm like, kids, it was a lot of fun, I promise. And then they whip out Mario, and then you remember, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, they called it Nintendo Hard for a reason.
Super Nintendo was the shit.
Yeah, I
dude,
loved it.
dude. It was, and it's like that was such a brief moment in like human history. I don't think it'll ever come back like that. Because I think the recipe was you explicitly needed to not have the internet because there's just better games out there, right? Or Kwanzaa or whatever.
Yeah, I remember when Nintendo 64 came out and I played Super Mario 64 for the first time. I was like, wow, this thing can speak and it's 3D and I can move his head around. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
it was mind blowing.
That was so
64
good.
was mind blowing because before that
Yeah.
it was like Super Nintendo and you had
Right.
Contra 2, badass.
they had
Yeah, man. GoldenEye.
oh, GoldenEye, dude. I was such like a maniac on GoldenEye. I had the
Yeah, we all were.
dude. I got the paintbrush in the game. Like a lot of people don't even know how to get that. But
Mhm.
on
It's
the-
funny because I started to lose interest in the games as the gaming consoles got better. Like the last gaming console I ever owned was a PS2 because I was just like, I don't know. I got bored with it and I just stopped playing games.
Yeah, my last one was like an Xbox One, and
Damn, y'all was living life. Back in Nigeria, we had Sega, and all we had on it was the FIFA. Like that's all we played. None of the
that
other
was a
games that
good
came with it.
game.
It's just FIFA all the time.
FIFA was a good game.
Yeah,
Dude,
good time.
it was a good game. The Sega Genesis was fire, man. All heck is calling us boomers.
Yeah, I feel like
Boomers. Come on, man. That should be the defining thing about boomers. Like they didn't play video games. Boomers are the ones who are like, we should make violence in video games illegal. But like the Gen X's, like us, we're like, more blood,
yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Flawless victory.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's a good topic, man.
Yeah.
The more blood, all that. So I was watching Rick and Morty the other night. They don't say the F word in Rick and Morty. They don't say fuck. They bleep it out. But they show blood and killing. But they don't say the F word. Why is that? Like that's backwards. Like how you gonna show blood but you can't say the F word?
Because the people are retarded.
That's too true.
That's what it boils down to, because TV censor laws say that you can't say the F word, and even the other explicitive words, they can only say it a certain number of times. But they never actually made any laws about how much cartoon blood and gore you could have. So
That's a loop.
there's no law
okay.
against it. Yeah, so they can be as gory as they want. And to be fair,
Wow.
most of us, that grew up in the 90s, there was so much blood and gore in video games. We're so desensitized to it.
Oh yeah.
Like we don't, it doesn't even phase us, Our kids, it doesn't even phase. Where's
No,
CoinToro?
I mean, come on, look what's on TV. You got like Game of Thrones. People are getting thrashed up. There's all sorts of crazy shit. You know, you got
Oh, I love
war
Game of
movies
Thrones.
everywhere. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
they
it's
can
just
say whatever
everywhere.
they want,
Alarm
though,
Morgulis.
right? Because aren't they on like one of those like premium channels where they can say whatever, do whatever?
Oh,
It's on HBO. A man with no face.
CoinToro
Sure.
couldn't make it today. He had his Christmas shopping. It was his last chance to make it, so he's got to
Last
play the Santa role.
Christmas.
like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the busiest fucking weekend, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Him and everyone else, right? That's what everybody does.
You know what? Not this year, man. I got it all done and chilling. I picked up the last gift yesterday, something from my wife. So, yeah.
I suck at giving gifts. I'll just be right out there about it. I always
You ever
pick
fucking it's you just go the safe route and just get her a piece of jewelry. You know, it's simple.
just gift cards. You're like, get what you want, get what you like. Every some people hate gift cards. Show gift on stream. I can't show the gift on stream. She might be watching. She's definitely not watching. She's definitely not watching. But
Or one of the kids is watching.
yeah,
Mom, come look at that. Surprise! Well, I already saw it. It's okay. I saw it on stream.
we got 20 viewers in here. Nice. Welcome to the stream, guys. Why don't we get down to business? Let's talk a little bit about. I've got a little punch list we kind of released earlier. Half of it was all from GFab. Gorilla Fab has just been killing it lately with his suggestions on community involvement and stuff. And we really want to implement a lot of what he's been talking about because they're super good ideas to help bring us all together, get us all on the same page. On the list that we've got to talk about, the first item was the V2 design timeline. And because we get asked this a lot, and it seems to mostly come from the Telegram guys. But we've put a lot of work into V2 so far, and it's like we're about 50% done, right? But we have to kind of pause where we're at and resume it as soon as we launch the NFT marketplace, because it needs the NFT marketplace to be fully effective, right? So that's where we're at with the V2 design timeline. When we were designing it, we realized we need the NFT marketplace. We realized that a long time ago. I mean, that's why we've been making all this progress forward and towards it. So hopefully that,
and if I could even add something to that too, if you don't mind.
go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't see OpenSea developing into, their infrastructure to be able to handle like financial NFTs.
They're not. They don't.
They're not going to do it. And the thing is, like, yeah, NFTs is like a booming sector right now for art NFTs, but I see within the next, I'm going to say 1 to 3 year time frame here that's going to drastically shift to financial NFTs, service-based NFTs, and less about this more nuanced collectible art stuff. So to be able to be ahead of the curve before, because there's a lot of other NFT marketplaces that are coming out, but they're not coming out with this in mind. They're coming out to compete directly with OpenSea and not even having the forethought of, well, there's a bigger sector that needs to be supported in the near future. So yeah, the development of that first is critical. And then, which also gave us time to come up with a solution to like the Uniswap V2, V3 problem. And we have a solution, which I think it's a wonderful solution. And if we had rushed it out of the gate, we probably wouldn't have had that solution. We wouldn't have had the time and to deal with it. So I'm super excited for V2 in the marketplace.
I think you're right. We just kept coming up with better ideas along the way, and
it's the speed of DeFi, man. Like you see somebody else, another project launches, and then it kind of makes it molds your next thought. You gotta be fluid, flexible.
I agree. In fact, I think that flexibility is one of our strengths. You know, we're very thoughtful before we make a big move, you know, and I think it's so far it's always paid off, right? Every time we've put in like a tremendous amount of thought before doing something, it's always paid off. And I think we're getting all of our pieces in a row, right? The other thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm really excited about is the dynamic crypto bond update. Yo, Sync is the future. Got all the flags. Nice. Sync is worldwide. It is worldwide. It is. That means we have to put a lot of consideration into everything we do. One of those considerations is the dynamic crypto bond update. I've been designing a new update for our crypto bonds so that the actual artwork for it currently is just a JPEG, what some people would say. It is a static image with all of the information on it. We were looking at the Uniswap interactive liquidity position NFTs that are these SVG files that have all the dynamic data written on them, right? And so I'm working towards adding the ability to see how much sync is in your crypto bond at that moment. And so you can actually see it accruing like in real time on the crypto bond. And you leave it, you come back. It's not like a movie or a video or animation. It's kind of like our Syncronauts. It's interactive, but it's going to show the actual amount of sync that you have accrued in interest on it in real time. And to me, that's huge. It's a huge marketing thing. It's very interesting and useful for someone who holds a crypto bond. If you don't look at it for a week, you can come back and look at how much it's grown. It helps instantly with the evaluation of it because you'll instantly understand. Yeah, this is something that we need to talk about, a big proposal, because it will definitely be there for V2. And we need to talk about if we want to make it retroactive for all the existing crypto bonds, because that is something that we can do.
Yeah.
That's really, really, really cool. Love to hear that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing.
I think that's actually, and I like to have that available for the V2 bonds, which I can pretty much state right now are going to be much easier to interact with. We've figured out one click, basically. It's not all these tons and tons of like different approvals and all this stuff.
Yeah,
we've simplified it to the point where it's just like you come in, it's a one-click operation, and you're off to the races. And to be able to see that occurring in real time is super important for everything that we have planned. And it would be really cool to even see that implemented for the V1s. I like that idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be totally awesome. Along with that, there's the other aspect that we're going to be doing to the crypto bond artwork, and that will be the forking of it for Pulse Chain. All of the copies of the crypto bonds on Pulse Chain going backwards to the beginning will be updated with the Pulse Chain artwork. Now, so you'll know kind of what to expect. It's most likely just going to be like the border is going to be pink. That's what I'm currently thinking of to help instantly differentiate them. Of course, there'll be other changes like the actual logo for Pulse will be in replacing all of the ETH icons on it. Moloch says, that's great to know because, man, it was a struggle explaining and showing people how they work and make them. Yeah, dude, I think that simplification is the name of the game, and liquidity concentration. Those are the big design goals for V2, right? I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if I don't think we've discussed this, but even like the eSync logos, how they're more bluish now. I mean, maybe we take those to like a more of the magenta color.
We could change the gradient on them. I didn't.
Yeah, we'll reverse the gradient.
We didn't talk about that, but we should, because on Pulse Chain we should change the logo to reflect the fact that it's a different token, right? Yeah. It'll be pink or something. That's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down right now. So I don't have it written down. I have to write everything down, guys. Yeah, that was
Moloch.
That's a development
we heard that, the struggle, and I think what he's referring to is like just showing people how they work and how to make them, and to be able to take it to just, it's a one-click operation, and that's by far something that we heard just over and over and over from the community, that like, how do we make this easier? And it wasn't easy, I will tell you that. Like,
Yeah.
but even just the designing of it. So, but I think you guys are really gonna like what we'll produce here.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And I like this new sync icon for the pulse chain idea. That's easy to do. That's just some recoloring work. I mean, like a low effort change like that is definitely something that we should do because it'll benefit everybody and make it more distinguishable. We got a spam message.
Exactly.
If we have any mods online, could somebody delete that last message? His name is Moody. Yeah, delete that. Anyway, the other things that I wanted to talk about were our the MVP progress and the next steps that we're taking on that. So last night, I launched some of the contracts on Renkabi. There's some changes that we need to make. Of course, you know, we can't foresee all of these things until you really, really get into them. And we've been digging into the contracts all week, and we're about ready to start deploying more on testnet. So I don't know if that means anything to a lot of you, but we're just kind of like wading through it, getting things turned on and turned up. Okay, that's fine. If you can't, I'll deal with it later. Scott, yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. The next steps after that is we're going to be deploying the the UIs on some test servers, and we're going to turn on the ability to switch networks. Yeah, Roscoe, once we get ready for testers, we will make an all call out into the community for testers. Definitely. And actually, the way that Andre Cronje had these contracts set up is very nice. Like they're really well documented. They were made for forking. Like we're doing what he wanted people to do with those contracts when he wrote them. Like it's really awesome. As we're digging into it, it's turning out to be just a real joy to dig into the code and see all the things that he put in there for us, him and his team. All right, yeah. The next thing is plans for feature list and priorities. For the feature list, gosh, I documented this once and I don't have it with me. Ninja, you may have to help remind me of all of the features that we were going for. Basically, it had everything that Arshan had, plus we were going to add a few extra bonus features. That was for our MVP.
Yeah, I'm checking if I can find it quickly.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll just kind of talk about what I do remember. We had briefly touched on adding like token list and adding like some adjustments to how the fee structures are, like if you can get a discount in sync and what the fees are. And the treasury address will be set to our current Syncronaut treasury address. So all of the incoming fees coming from the platform will go in directly into the treasury. So those are some of the changes that we're making because Arshan didn't have any of that. And how we plan to go on after the MVP release is done. So afterwards, after the MVP is out, right, people can start using the platform. But the community can, through their using of it, can tell us, hey, look, these are the features we want to see worked on first and foremost. And then we can do like an SIP proposal, get that approved. Everybody signals that it's good. We put it up for a snapshot vote, and we add that feature in. So we can kind of do it feature by feature, or we can do it by like release by release, whichever structure suits the community the best on the way to approach that. So I think the MVP is kind of like the big part, right? And we want to convert it to a dark mode. I forgot to say that because Arshan doesn't have a dark mode. we want dark mode by default. That's kind of like our community's mantra. Everybody loves dark mode. And we're going to call it Sync Swap. It's just a placeholder name. If anybody can come up with a better name for the platform, please put it out there in the community. Let's get some people to vote on it.
Yeah, I couldn't stress that enough. I mean,
we want some people kind of coming up with ideas.
Well, I think we can come up with something really creative. Maybe a little bit more creative than just Sync Swap, which is nothing wrong with that. But
hey, Gorilla Fab's
like
asking. He's asking a good question. He says, feature by feature, does that mean we'll have a price tag for every feature? Not necessarily. It really depends on how big of a feature it is, right? If it's something that's small and we can fit in under maintenance, you know, like bug fixes and things like that, those just have to be done. We're not going to be pedantic or whatever about like every little bitty thing. But if it's a big feature that's going to require a lot of work and like a scope of work or something like that, you know, we'll let the community know. It's like, hey, that's going to take a lot of work to put in. Gorilla would rather have more votings than less. I see. All Heck says, maybe add a currently working on and progress status at the top of the sidebar in the Discord so everybody can see what's up at a glance. Currently
I think we can even solve this with like
that might
like
that's not a bad idea.
Like a milestones things, kind of like where we're at right now, right? And like what's been completed so far, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. I lost my window screen. I can't see anybody anymore. There we go. All Heck had an idea. He said just maybe add a currently working on and a progress status bar at the top of the sidebar in Discord. That's really deadpan simple, and I could probably agree to just doing something like that. That's much easier than like like the roadmap stuff, for example. Let's talk about the roadmap for just a moment. It is literally harder for me to come up with a roadmap than to just build stuff. I mean, that's not just my personal take on it. I know that like a lot of companies like Zynga and you know, the people who made Minecraft, they've talked about it. They're like, it's easier to just build stuff, and when it's done, than to be like, okay, we're going to be working on this like highly structured interval release parties and all of that stuff. You know, we don't have enough human resources to just be able to deliver on that kind of time scale, and to have time managers and have project managers. You know, we're kind of like we're having to wear a lot of hats individually, right? Here I am, a talking head of the community, doing part of the development and doing Discord moderation with the guys here and everything else. So we wear a lot of hats, and so that's kind of like one of the luxuries that we have to forego, is having like the structure of a big corporation that can do a lot of those type of things. My chat, I gotta catch up on it. Do you see a need to expand the team to keep up with AIM's goals? That's V8 Gurgle says that. Not at the moment, because like we're making good progress, and I mean, ultimately, to me, that's what speaks louder than anything else. You build stuff, it appears, it's done, and you move on.
I want to say one thing to that, though. I will never discourage anybody from sending me their credentials.
Yes.
And like, if you have great ideas and they're consistent, and like, that's super valuable. But as far as like just hunting for somebody, no. But if a crypto Jesus falls in our lap, like, all right, you know.
Oh, I see. The feature request like Zapper uses at Canny. Okay. Yeah. You know, that's a good way that they do it. You know, course, they don't have to have voting for any of this stuff. The voting is just they're more like community signaling, right? And then they decide whether or not they want to do things, which is not a bad way to do it. You look at what Zapper's accomplished, and Zapper has accomplished a lot. Now, is it like heavily biased and they do whatever they want? Yeah. But at the same time, they have built some amazing product.
Yeah, I love to use Zapper actually, and I really like the feature request list because it also has like a good marketing point there, as people can just add feature requests, and the more like popular will probably get implemented. I say probably, but it's up to the people to get it trending. So that's also like a push to get them know better.
Yeah, it gets them, and it can get your project in front of more eyes. I know that, we were trending on the Zapper request list for a long time, but they ignored it, and they ignored a few others, and then they added Ohm support with no feature request. So it's kind of a nice thing to have. Because it lets them know without being like sitting in the Discords and things like that constantly what the community is actually looking for, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to have that for Syncronauts, actually. Not speaking of Zapper, which is just an example.
Yeah.
So if we have like, I don't know, syncronauts.canny.io, and we can add this feature request, people can vote on it, and it's well organized just for that topic. And then we also have this planned and completed task thing where you can see what's been working on.
I also, we had a governance forum that never really took off. It was basically me, Ant, and Roscoe were the only ones that really ever mentioned anything on it. And I was going over it the other day, and I thought about giving it to Axe since it just really wasn't used. Even though it was linked on our website and everywhere. So we kind of delinked it from everything since it wasn't used. But somebody made a really good point to me, and it's that your forum is where new people who research your tokens, and new projects, they're going to go to your forums first to find out what your people are talking about on the serious issues. Whereas the Discord is where they go to talk about the community and stuff. And right now, we're so heavily involved in our Discord community, which is great, like A+. And I feel like we can really relate to what people are talking about because we can have conversations with them instead of that dry forum talk. But the forum is actually more of a marketing tool for people. And I never really looked or thought about it that way before. There was a large new token that was criticized for not having a forum. I mean, they're huge. They're a massive, massive company. And they had no forum, so a lot of people had wrote them off and missed them while doing their research for tokens. And then, of course, they got huge and big, and then everybody later was like, oh, well, how come y'all never had a forum? And it was for all the exact same reasons why I said. So it definitely didn't stop them from like rising up and moving ahead of the pack or anything like that, but it's an early signal for people. Gorilla Fab says, Ninja. That's exactly what we need, in my opinion. A Kanban board and voting. And Crypto Kabochan says, what happened to the history of not using Swappable? Swappable only allows their own projects and art NFTs. And it doesn't even work very good. Did you never go to swappable.io and look? It's not. I don't want anything to do with that. It's horrible.
Yeah, I didn't. After the first impression,
It's horrible,
I didn't.
to put it mildly. Gorilla Fab. CG, could you please give us some words regarding marketing plans? How will the world know what an awesome product we are building?
You know what? I can take that, actually.
Okay.
If that works for you. So I'm going to be starting a discussion in the Discord about kind of a grassroots, in a sense, marketing campaign that I'd like some input on from the community. So I put together some stuff, and I'd like some input from you guys that are always in the Discord to see what you think, and I could have that up pretty soon. And this is actually it's going to be up soon, so in a sense, almost like a contest to some degree, multifaceted contests that I think will be more clear when I get this up in the Discord, as far as what I'm talking about there, and how I can see this being a really powerful marketing tool. Yeah, so that would be one thing that we have going on right now.
Can you also explain for our non-American friends a little bit more about the meaning of the word grassroots? Because I only recently found out that that's a heavily Americanized term.
Basically, what I mean is like it's more powerful to see community members go out and do something for the project, especially if this activity that you guys are doing, whatever this might be, is on video, right? Where that shows far more confidence that it wasn't just like a paid advertiser or a paid YouTuber, you know, like let's get one thing straight. Every single thing you see on BitBoy and Chico Crypto is paid for at the tune of $25,000 per 5-minute sections. Okay. That's the cost of that type of marketing. And it doesn't bring the right type of people, number one. But if it's community driven, where they see like a list of like possible contests that they can do to earn some sort of community points or community cred in some way, that has a greater chance of sparking the next person to go out and do something like that and pass the word along. It's way more confidence, and that's what I've seen with other projects that have gone just absolutely viral. It happened because their community wanted to share what they were doing to promote their bags on Twitter, on YouTube, start their own YouTube channel around a project and just do daily info, like what's going on in the market. And they would just talk for like 20 minutes and that was it. And that brings confidence to all projects. That's what gets people hyped. It's not going to come, like, it can't come just from the founders. I've never seen a project go viral because of founders are paying for marketing.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You know, that brings up a really good point, and I kind of touched on this earlier before we started the stream. Oh yeah, dude, the nude gamer. I remember that, dude. There's an OG right there.
I mean,
So,
like, I'll give you an example of one of the things. All right,
I'll finish in just a second. Hang on. So,
okay, go ahead.
What we were talking about before the stream is all of these projects, right? You have to have a good product. Everyone can agree to that. The next part of it is it's a popularity contest between us and the other cryptos. And we have to drive as many people in for as many people, many different reasons in, and we have to create mechanisms that those people can share to help invite other people in, to create that viral effect. That's what Scott's talking about. He's come up with a really great idea for a campaign, a grassroots campaign that has people spreading the word about it to other people who spread the word about it to help create that viral networking effect and get more people in here. We're just not pushing it hard. We're still developing that plan out until after we launch the platform. Get that user base in, right? When they come into the NFT platform, there's a giant community of people in the NFT space that aren't into DeFi. And we're going to be like, these users have just, they're here. They have MetaMask wallets. They have some crypto, right? But they haven't made the leap over into DeFi. That's a huge untapped target.
And the thing is, like, to tack onto that, it's like, who is more believable in your inner circles? Like, just ask yourself this question. And because I'm asking myself at the same time, right? If I see an influencer on YouTube, on Twitter, on any of these socials, talk about a project, even if it sounds like the best project, I'm like maybe 10% likely, maybe probably not even 10%, like 5%, I might check it out for a second. But if one of my friends messages me, you need to check this out, I'm like 99% gonna go and check it out immediately.
Yeah.
Like there's no lag. It's someone that I already know. It's already one of my friends that's telling me to go and look at this. So that has a greater viral effect than these other types of like shill mechanisms.
Yeah, because you're
just
spot on. Be honest, like if you watched Crypto Chico or BitBoy shill something, you would buy the token in anticipation of dumping it on the other users who try to come into that platform natively. It's actually bad for your project long term. That's my personal opinion on it. I think if you hit a bunch of them enough, like right away, right, you create all the green candles that will attract more people in. But if you don't keep doing that, it's like crack or something. You know, you're addicted to it. Your project will constantly have to be shilled to new people. And then once you've gone through all of the people there are, nobody wants to touch your project anymore. But you look at something like OpenSea, and they don't pay influencers to use their platform. It's a tool that people actually use. Well, if we have grassroots campaigns like what Scott's talking about to get people in using our platform, they're going to use us because on our platform, one of the features that we're working on is being able to see the price of that particular NFT on any platform from our platform. So instead of users having to go from OpenSea to Rarible and all these other platforms trying to find the best place where a particular asset is listed, because say there's a large collection, right, of XYZ token. It could be on OpenSea and Rarible. Well, the only way you'd know the price is to look at both. Our platform, we want them to be able to see all the prices, so everyone will come to our platform first just to check around where they need to be buying it from. And that's going to get their eyes on our website, more familiar with our website. We're going to create more and more sticky little things like that to help people use our website and be on it all the time. We want them to be like the #1 shop that they go to. And it's these kind of innovative ideas that OpenSea doesn't even have to try because they're fat, happy, lazy. Anything they do might make it worse. So they're incentivized to do nothing. Whereas we're incentivized to innovate and bring new features to the platform to help attract people. So hopefully we're going to make a much superior product in the marketplace. I think that's going to bring a whole horde of people in by itself.
Well, I just like just the fact alone that when I go to and listen to NFT communities and talk, no one is talking about financial NFTs. No one's talking about insurance contracts and mortgages and music and all sorts of crazy stuff that's potential that has no viable place to be. Like, there's no viable market for any of those things. So it's so much more like the market, the potential, the size of the market that could come over from like legacy into this space and utilize the underlying NFT tech to support it is magnitudes more, but like an order of like 100 more than what's currently it's being used for. And it's like, well, I'd rather just go for the bigger thing, you know, like that makes more sense, right?
Yeah, you got to go for the big low-hanging fruit first, right? Crypto Cobblechan says, what marketing do you guys have planned to bring our marketplace as a competitor to Rarible OpenSea? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that it's not, it's more about the amount of members that you have. I think there's, in my head, I have a target number that I would like to see. It might be different for everyone, but there's a critical mass that I would say needs to be achieved within the community that's active and participating for anybody to have a run at competing with the top dog in the space.
Yeah.
Can I jump in real quick? I hate the saying of OpenSea competitor. I don't want to be a competitor to OpenSea because, in a way, our platform, what we're planning on doing with financial NFTs, like Scott mentioned, and other possibilities of NFTs, OpenSea is not going to touch that. So, in a sense, what we're doing, so we're not a competitor to OpenSea or Rarible. They're just doing regular NFTs. We're trying to bring more value to NFT community. So I don't see it as a competitor to our platform. That's it.
Oh,
yeah, no, it's not a competitor. It's a completely different product.
So,
I agree with you
guys,
completely. Yeah.
people talking. This is Scott. The other guy that was talking a moment before is Ant. Just letting everybody know who's talking right now. So go ahead, Scott.
Well, I was just agreeing with them. You know, it's a completely different product, and yeah, I mean, it would be like comparing apples to oranges.
Oh, speaking of comparing apples to oranges, did you guys see all those crypto CEOs talking in front of the government the other day?
I did
anybody
catch
catch
some
that?
of that. Yeah.
I didn't. What happened?
One of the guys who had donated like a crap ton of money to the Biden campaign got up there and said the SEC guidelines for what is a security, the Howey test, is such a joke. It's like setting the speed limit for truck drivers based on the diet they had the night before.
Yeah.
Like it's so nonsense. It's ridiculous.
It's not going to work. And here's the thing that I don't think people understand is that and this is my firm belief here, any sector that crypto touches that's currently being occupied by a centralized authority, that centralized authority will crumble to a decentralized mechanism. It's inevitable, in my opinion. There's nothing that can be done to stop it. They can try to regulate around it, and it will just happen quicker. And whether that's government or the music industry or centralized art dealing, you already see that being destroyed right now with the NFT marketplace. Now Beeple and all these artists are making more money than traditional artists. You know, so you see this shift where it's destroying these centralized powers of authority that are, for the most part, pretty corrupt. And it's replacing them with just decentralized mechanisms. And I don't think that there's anything that can be done to stop it.
Hey, Roscoe remembered the name of that guy. It was Sam Bankman. That's right. Sam Bankman was the one who said that. And you're right, Scott. I think that if you look at music piracy, you know, they tried to stop it. They tried to regulate it. They tried to put ads in front of movies saying you wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal, you know.
No, but can actually do that with NFTs.
And what they've done,
and the user can stop it. Like if you are an artist and you make an album and you make 100,000 albums that's non-copyable, you know.
Yeah, well, what they've done is they had to adapt, right? And so now they were like, we want no music on the internet, right? They were going to outlaw music on the internet, which is ridiculous. And then they found out they couldn't stop it. So now they started making services like Pandora, Spotify, YouTube Music, and all these others as a response. And now the world's better, right? Like, it's an easy service. It makes no sense not to just use the service, right? Look at Netflix. That's how they solved like movie piracy. Make the service so cheap that everybody will want to use it. You know, that's the only way that they can fix it. And so if they want to prevent crypto from taking over everything, they're going to have to do something similar with their own that people can like invest in and enrich their lives in and not get ripped off. And if they do try to deliver that and mess up, it's going to end up like Napster. I don't know if you know the history of Napster, but they were a music piracy platform that was bought by Sony Music. And they bought it for an obscene amount of money and totally ruined it. Like, absolutely ruined it. Now nobody uses Napster. It's completely dead. Like, nobody even remembers that.
Right.
And then we got the Noob Gamer. Tory Lanez dropped so many NFT albums. He did $1 per mint, and well, it sold out like hotcakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
and all that money goes to him and not the record label.
Or record label.
Because like,
Those
you know
people
how many
stories
of like these famous rappers, like even like Snoop Dogg, like he got fucking horribly ripped off for the better part of 2 decades, the 90s and the 2000s. He doesn't own any of his original music, none of it. The Chronic 2001, fucking Dr. Dre, they got so destroyed by the music industry.
Those horrible contracts.
Yeah. And Eminem, like all these people, like everyone.
they saw like maybe like $100 out of the money all they made.
No,
And
they didn't see $1. They only saw it if they performed on concert, on stage.
Yeah.
That was their contracts. And none of their fucking record label sales ever went back to them or any. It's disgusting.
I mean,
It's
even labels
impressive that these guys are still around if they were able to make it because of how hard they got screwed.
10%, even if they give you 10% now, out of that 10%, you have to pay for the concert venue. You have to pay for security. You have to pay for everything to travel.
Out of your 10%.
We
Yeah.
need a place where a viable marketplace for these people that are going to start doing this, like these Tory Lanes and
Yeah.
a couple other people, and
Ninja,
for all different types of things, because it's inevitable. But
there's a
hey,
girl that came to the community. Well, she is in our community. She's a marketer for the Lions, the Bulls or whatever the name is. I don't remember the name. But she was a musician, and she brought it up that NFT is going to change the game for musicians about being able to control their own, masters and records and all of that, as opposed to being tied down by big corporations.
Really?
I don't know if you remember who she is, Ninja.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Any kind of centralized authority that has power over things like that, it's going to be, it'll be destroyed, because it's, why would you, if you were an artist, like just on the music side of it, why would you give up 20% of your money when you can just do it by yourself and get 100%?
Plus,
and have rights in perpetuity to it. Like
royalties.
every time that music is even sold again or used, you get a kickback and like royalties that can all be programmatically done, especially on like the wax chain. But anyways, I do have to run short here today, guys.
Yeah, I want to touch on
off, so.
I do too, actually. I want to touch on one of the last topics that we had about the Syncronaut stories and the Syncronauts Twitter, right? And you were saying we want to try to get some more people involved in that?
Yeah, so we have a Twitter for the DAO. It's called Syncronauts, @Syncronauts on Twitter. We're opening it up to community members that want to create content for the project. If you're a designer, you have something you want to say, you want to talk about a DAO, we would love to have you. Just let us know in the specific channel. It's in the announcement on Discord. You can click on it and it'll take us to the channel directly. Just want to get more people involved, more community involvement with everything.
Yeah, man, I think that's going to be a blast. We got Casapod in here, Crypto Dad. What's up, guys?
Casapod, thank you. 400 days, man.
400
OG.
Days, almost as OG as us, right? Since the beginning. Since the beginning, we have been here and we're just still trucking along. Crypto Cabo-chan, any updates?
I can touch on this really quickly.
You go?
Yeah, I can touch on this. So, all right. So I've spent 6 months building out a way for TradFi to merge into DeFi through the use of a hedge fund. Now, along this like 6-7 month road here, and tremendous amounts of capital, like my own money, spent here to do a lot of this research, and at this current point in time, it seems that to move forward with that is probably 2 years ahead of schedule, and I think it will hurt this more than help it right now. So what I've basically decided is that this was wonderful research. I am very versed in all of this stuff now, and I can actually tell you that it wasn't partnering with a hedge fund. It was actually the creation of a hedge fund. And this is going to be shelved for a later time because, crypto bonds and this type of technology, and it's too early, and to sink, another couple $100,000 into this right now, it's like I might not see that return for 2, 3, 4 years, or it's like, let's do this V2 because I can integrate, and I will give you this little hint, I can integrate a lot of the principles that would have went into this fund structure into a V2 structure way more efficiently with tremendous amounts of less paperwork. So that's the update on that. It's I look at it as tremendously successful. I'm super happy that I went in to do all this research and learned all this stuff, because it's helped me develop an even better idea for this V2. So, yeah.
Dude, mad props, because that took a lot of guts to put all your own money out there on the line like that.
Yeah, I can tell them right now. I spent $100,000 on my own money, just to let you guys know. So, and I'm going to shelf it, and I'll come back to it in the future. It's not a loss. I don't look at it like that. Education costs money. Yeah, it's all good.
That's not the Treasury's money either, guys.
No, that was my own money.
That's
just
him,
to let you guys know.
That's him trying to make progress for us, right?
Yeah, forcing. Yep.
And
So that's
it's really neat that you know, I kind of have a little bit of knowledge of what he's been up to, and he's made a lot of contacts in the real world and done a ton of research. It's pretty amazing the possibilities that are out there, and he's right. It's just too early at this point. Right now,
I'm holding. Hey, Scott.
so I got a question, Scott. This has been burning on my mind. I haven't been pushing this to the community for a long time, but hypothetically, what would happen to our price if, say, everyone just bonded up half their sync and half of our tokens were gone?
I mean, here's what I can attest to, right? Because I think you're trying to get at price, like what would happen to the price, and well, it would be far easier to move, right? Because you wouldn't have the dumpage. But the thing is, like, what people don't realize about like being a low market cap coin is that to take sync from like 2 cents to all-time high it's like 1.5 mil or something.
That's not a lot in crypto.
It's like not even a lot. That's like a good buy from a whale.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
And to have half the supply bonded. I mean, what I don't think, and this is why it's like I knew that the hedge fund was too early, because in hindsight, having to explain what NFTs were to people just to explain what crypto bonds were, it was like, all right, well, this was a little bit too early, and I don't want to do that again. Whereas I'd rather just work on the education around the current project than really, just start. It's better if it's better if the community catches up, not just the community, but the whole ecosystem, because you don't want to be too far out in front. That's how you go bankrupt. And you can't be too far behind, because then you're not the innovator. So it's this push and pull type thing. And I mean, like I said, like I'm super happy that I went out and did all this, and I've created an insane amount of contacts. And
dude,
yeah, it's been
hey, Kasapot, you're not that God well, are you? The sync well. We can't figure out. We don't know who it is. Who has like a lot of sync? We have a lot of just quiet people quietly accumulating sync on the down low. We noticed this.
Well, because think about it, like and this is like, I know that there's some people in the community that have been feeling like a little down about the price, and I guess what I have to say about that is like, okay, I understand. It's not the best thing. Do yourself a favor. Look at the DeFi trend on like Ethereum tokens that are, DeFi tokens on ETH, or following the same patterns. Okay, so it's not like we're an outlier. And if the fundamentals of a project haven't changed or have only gotten better, that's not a reason to sell because the price is going down. That's a reason to acquire things that are making progress, that are still talking to the community, they're still pushing forward, they still have money in the bank. I mean, tons of projects have gone bankrupt since the same time that we launched. We're sitting on plenty of money in the treasury to continue development, continue this train, and to keep pushing forward. And it's simple to me. Like, why would you not buy something that was like a $3 million market cap that's doing all this crazy stuff, coming up with all this crazy tech as an innovator in the space?
Yeah.
Which unfortunately can be a lonely thing because you're waiting for everybody else to catch up to you, right?
Ask
It's
me-
lonely to be the first.
Ask anyone who held Bitcoin when it went
That's
up,
what, yeah,
up to 20,000
or Ampleforth for
Back
a
then.
year and a half.
or Ampleforth, you
Or,
know.
yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
tons. Or Dogecoin, shit.
There's a good one. Yeah. How
Come
long?
on. You held Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin at 1 sat in 2017, sold it at 2 sats.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, like, come on.
Me too.
dude. And you look at how long the lull was on Dogecoin. It was near the bottom for so long. Everyone had a chance to accumulate crap tons of it. Right?
Yeah.
Once their community figured out how to go viral, the right situations come up, and that thing has like held strong. Like it's crazy. Like I couldn't even believe it. Right? It was a lesson to all of us. At the end of the day, a lot of these cryptocurrencies, it is a popularity contest. My personal opinion, I'm still accumulating Think. That's just me. That's
Likewise.
not financial advice. Just by alone. Yeah, you missed on a lot, Cassapot. Reset is scam.
Well, can I, just for the people that are here right now, would you like to see Syncronaut Sundays continue, or would you like to see Syncronaut Saturdays? I'm trying to be courteous of football fans in America.
Yeah.
If Sunday's bad for you, or if you're a huge college football fan and Saturdays suck
Yeah.
for you, I'm just trying to get a feel for, or if anybody
they're-
even likes football in here.
If they're
Like,
watching football, they're not
um,
here, dude.
I mean, I'm huge.
Sundays are
Sunday's
good.
good for you guys so far.
Yeah, if there's like a special event on Sunday that's like pretty big, you know, we can rearrange. We can rearrange our
It's
schedule.
football. Oh my god.
WTF. Football.
Oh man.
Sunday's cooler. Syncronaut Sundays. It sounds pretty chill. Them dag darn hooligans. All right, guys. I think we went through pretty much everything. Is there any other questions you guys have had?
Oh wait, I don't think we talked about the Synchronaut stories. Only Synchronaut Twitter.
Twitter?
So for the Synchronaut
yeah, okay.
stories,
Thank you.
every Synchronaut has its own stories, and if you're a writer, a story writer in the community, you can contact us, and if you want to be part of the story writing team to come up with stories for the Syncronauts, and yeah.
Yeah, guys. I've seen some of the stuff that they've worked on. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna at everyone. I should have it up later tonight. This kind of like challenge grassroots movement I'm trying to put together here. Yeah, I'll just at everyone in the Discord, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to respond with. All feedback is good feedback. If you think it's stupid, let me know. If you think it's awesome, you're better than the person that thought it was stupid. You know, that kind of thing. No.
6 a.m. Okay, yeah. Sync is the Future wants to stream Monday mornings at 6 a.m. I mean,
Yeah, come on, that's too late. We should go for 4 a.m.
yeah,
4:20 a.m.
See, I won't be there, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, I definitely will not be there.
You guys can just roll on without me. Maybe
Yeah.
we should do 2 a day. Maybe we should do 2 on Sunday. One for like this side of the world and one for the other side of the world.
Yeah, there's this thing.
Ninja can host the other one.
Not fun to go through. It's called a divorce. I'm not sure my wife would be cool with like just fucking, because my wife likes football more than I do. So she's like, I got the kids and it's Sunday. I'm trying to watch my Dolphins, and I'm like, the Dolphins suck. They're gonna lose anyways. What are you even talking about?
Oh, she's a Dolphin fan.
Yeah. I don't
Nothing
know.
like
I
that,
like Spain.
Scott.
I mean, she's married to me. Come on.
That's true. Very true.
All right, guys. I think that's a pretty good note to wrap up on.
Take it easy, guys.
I got to run, but I'll be in the Discord. If you guys at me, I'll respond. All right. And I'm out of
Cheers.
here.
Later,
Thank
guys.
you guys for tuning
Have a-
in.
Yeah. Have a good
Yeah,
day,
thank you
everybody.
guys. Cheers, everyone.
Later, Roscoe.
Oh, and Merry Christmas,
Dad.
because I'm not going to talk to you guys at least on this before then.
That's right. That's
For
right.
or Happy Hanukkah,
See y'all
whatever.
guys
Kwanzaa,
after
I don't know.
Christmas.
But Merry Christmas.
Yeah.